Good evening, friends, and yeah, I just got back from I should say, early evening screening of Dragon Ball Z Resurrection of F. It actually started at 7 o'clock, so yeah, not that late or anything. Dark outside right now, but yeah, I just got back from that movie, and all I can say is I think I'm gonna be up for the next 4 hours because that was just insane. I mean, wow. I mean, it's Dragon Ball and everything, but god damn did they just like not pull any punches at all, both in terms of the movie and in terms of the figurative terms. It was an absolutely insane adrenaline-filled movie with just like I think 60% fighting and 40% banter and just like oh wow. Okay, let me just start by saying that as much as I actually did really enjoy this movie, I'm not completely sure I would say I would buy it on Blu-ray ever. Maybe if it dropped in price, but yeah, it's not. At the end of the day, I still had a ton of fun and everything, but it's a movie that it's Dragon Ball. It's not meant to have that much of a plot. I know that it could have some good stories, but this movie, it did not have much of a story at all. It was basically just Frieza's old henchman or old army basically got together. They found the Earth's Dragon Balls and with the help of Emperor Pilaf again. Seriously, the guy doesn't have much else to do other than he basically started up the adventures of the first story arc, and then he basically resurrected Piccolo. So yeah, he just Pilaf again. Basically, even though he doesn't do much, he helped in bringing back Frieza, basically, and Frieza comes back, and his henchmen literally put him back together. I don't want to go exactly into what they did to bring him back. They brought him back, and then they put him in a very convenient little chamber to put them back together after what had happened to him during the Trunks saga. So, if you saw the Trunks saga, you know what I'm talking about. They miraculously put him back together. He says he's going to go train for a few months to go down to Earth and fight Goku and Vegeta. He goes down to Earth. He fights them. They defeat him. They defeat him with their Super Saiyan God modes. He goes into his Golden Frieza mode. It's a very basic plot. It's not that much of a story, but you know what? I don't really care. It's Dragon Ball. You just have to have fun and enjoy the fighting, enjoy the banter between Goku and Vegeta, which is always great, and just yeah. It was an insane movie. I would say that Battle of Gods, the last movie they did, was better. It at least had a more solid plot, and Beerus was an awesome character. Beerus and Whis were in this movie. They played a significant part. In fact, you could say that in the case of Whis, he basically played a bit of a Deus Ex Machina part that was kind of, yeah. They built up that Whis was going to do this thing that he does at the end of the movie, and then he does it, and you're like, okay, I get that you were building up to it, but that still felt like a really cheap cop-out, so what was the point? Whatever. It leads to the visual effect that they had beforehand, that before what Willis did was nice, but I won't spoil it. You just go see the movie. Speaking of visual effects, the visuals in this movie were really good. At least I'm not a huge fan of the fact that a lot of these fight scenes had like 3D switched to like 3D CG every so often, but the fact that they were able to integrate the 3D CG fighting scenes with the more traditional 2D fighting scenes in this movie were really well done in my opinion, and they look I wouldn't say seamless, but they mashed up well enough that it still looked good, and they were able to make some really intense looking fight scenes. The fights in this movie are the standout fights in this movie to me were like not so much Golden Frieza and Goku and Vegeta. Those were good fights, but the standout fights for me were like the fights between the secondary characters who deserve to have a little bit more screen time, like Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin, and believe it or not, they actually brought in Tien for this movie. Yeah, Tien actually, even though he basically doesn't do much outside of the Cell Saga, he came in, he fought decently, and here's the biggest surprise of the guy they brought in to help fight Frieza's army. These guys didn't actually fight Frieza. They fought Frieza's army, and the last guy they actually brought in to fight Frieza's army, Master Roshi. They brought in the perverted old man to fight, and surprisingly, he fought decently. I mean, but I don't know, is Roshi really that strong? He reads porno magazines all day, and he somehow is still able to fight as though this were still the age of just plain old Dragon Ball instead of Z. Whatever. The fights between the other Z fighters and Frieza's army was my personal favorite, because it did actually involve a lot of creativity and some actually funny scenes, like the Z fighters using more creative methods to take them down. And then they actually had one more guy who was a special guest in this fight. He was a guy from, I guess, the Galaxy Patrol or something, and he says, like, I don't know, the Galaxy Patrol from maybe Tenchi Muyo or something, I don't know. He comes in and he's just like a snobby asshole who is voiced by Tad Habercorn, so you can guess, so yeah, you can actually that seems like a perfect role for Todd Habercorn, doesn't it? I don't remember his name. It was maybe Paco. But the only thing I was thinking throughout the entire movie for this Galaxy policeman was that his voice was, that's Todd Habercorn. That's Todd Habercorn. Oh my God, Corn, could you shut the hell up? You're getting really damn annoying. So, as far as I'm concerned, that aliens, I'm just gonna call the alien the Corn the Galaxy policeman the Corn alien, because that's all I can think. It's Todd freaking Habercorn playing an annoying alien sidekick character, who did have at least a few funny scenes. He actually did take out some of Frieza's men in a creative way, so yeah. I will say this, the comedy in this movie was really damn good. I mean, not one single joke was as funny as Vegeta's dance in Battle of Gods, but I did find myself laughing a lot more in this movie than I did in that one, so points there. The movie mostly is just one big fight. But you know what? It's Dragon Ball. As long as they do it well, and as long as they keep it, for the most part, kind of on epic scales, then I'm perfectly fine with that. I would say my recommendation for this movie, though, still yet is go see it in theaters, especially if you know you're in a town that's full of Dragon Ball Z fans, which should be about 80% of the country. Because when you do, you're going to have like a lot of these fans who are going to laugh and just be a lot of fun to be around with, just to watch this really fun little movie, this little fun popcorn flick. It's a pure popcorn flick. It's not going to be a big social drama or anything like that. It's Dragon Ball. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be mindless. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's just Dragon. It's just pure fun. I would say go see it in theaters or maybe rent it when it does come out. I'm not gonna buy it myself, but I still liked it, and I'm really glad I was able to go see it. The only thing that I didn't quite like that maybe actually hampered my experience were the stuff that came before the movie. At my theater, we got all the previews, interestingly enough, for anime stuff from either Funimation, of course, who were distributing this, dubbing this movie. And of course, and they also had stuff from Aniplex, I think. Hold on, what did we preview? Shoot, what were the previews of? Well, I'll remember them in a minute. But the thing is that the previews didn't bother me. It was this, I think, like 15-minute pre-show thing that Funimation included in the before the movie, and it was just like, oh Jesus. It was interviews with the cast of the movie, which, okay, that would be fine if they had kept it short, but then they had to go into this like 10-question trivia challenge, trivia quiz that they did. I think they also have a Twitter for it. I can't remember what it was, but basically they asked the cast members 10 trivia questions about Dragon Ball, and it was like, and everyone, and I think a bunch of them didn't really do great. They were just like, what is Kakarot's singing name supposed? One of the first question I remember was like, what is Kakarot's singing name pun of? Which of course it's Kakarot, so it's carrot, and yet a handful of them didn't figure it out. Whatever. It was honestly painful to watch because it's just like these cast members who claim to be fans and yet they miss some of the most basic questions you can get for Dragon Ball. So yeah. It took up 15 minutes, and it just felt like they were padding the film out because the film itself is only an hour and a half. So yeah, it felt like a waste. I didn't care about it. I wish it wasn't there so I could actually make this video a little bit quicker, but whatever. So yeah, the pre-show thing was, I would say if you start seeing that and your theater's not too crowded, I would say go to the bathroom because it's going to be a little bit on the long side and just a little bit on the annoying side, I would say. But yeah, aside from that, we did get anime previews. The first anime preview I believe was for Boruto, the Naruto movie. Yeah, the next Naruto movie is going to be about his son. Go read the end of the manga if you have any questions about that. I'm not going to explain it for you. What was the other thing? A movie from I can't remember the title, but it was from the production team behind Anohana, which is a good thing, which sounds awesome, and I might check it out if I have the time or if it comes around here. And then there was one more. What was it? Never mind. I can't remember what the last movie was. I just remember that also with Funimation's pre-show, they also include previews of their own movies which are coming out, like the live-action version of Attack on Titan. The Psycho-Pass movie looks really, really good in my opinion. Attack on Titan live-action looks kind of cheap. Looks good. Looks decent. I don't think the Colossal Titan looks that good, but whatever. Honestly, I think the Lesser Titans actually look better than the Colossal Titan in the live-action movie. That's just my opinion, and the opinion of a few of my friends too. So Attack on Titan live-action movie, Psycho-Pass movie looks really good, and then The Beast and the Boy, which is the next Mamoru Hosoda movie. Mamoru Hosoda being the guy who did Wolf Children and Summer Wars, so I'm definitely going to see that. So yeah, that's about all I have to say. Resurrection of F was awesome. It's a popcorn flick that's worth at least one viewing, but don't expect any Shakespeare or anything because yeah, but it's still a ton of fun. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, then yeah, maybe you will actually buy it. I'm a Dragon Ball fan, but my shelves are getting a little bit full, so I'm not sure if I would buy. I would go anything beyond maybe a rental just to see it again. But yeah, I'm sad. I'm just satisfied I was able to see it in theaters, and if it's ever if it's in your guys' theaters in your state, I would highly recommend going to check it out. This kind of movie that has like some of the really nice fight animations. You need to see it on the big screen. That's all I can say. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection of F. Good popcorn flick. Not sure if I would buy it on DVD, but hell, but just go see it. It's awesome.